Hi team, welcome to day 13. We are almost to the end of this training, so I hope that this has brought you value. I hope that you're enjoying these training videos that I have provided for you. I tried to think of all of the things that you would have questions about, all of the things that you could benefit from, and hopefully this will help you to learn about our business and grow. And I'm just so thankful and excited that you guys are here. So thank you for tuning in to all of these videos. Again, I hope that they have brought you value. So I just want to talk about like what it looks like and how I work my business daily. So in this business, it is a relationship business. From years past, people used to do weird things, and I'm sure you've gotten these messages before, like the "Hey girl" message. And when I talked to you guys in previous videos about like messaging your warm market, that is not what I am meaning. Like, there is a time and place to send people the message. Sometimes you still need to let people know what you're doing, but when it's an appropriate time to do that and with people that you actually know and that they know you, love you, and trust you, there is a big difference. What I am talking about is the messages that, they're those people that you have on your social media that like they're either friends with you or they're following you or you're following them, if it's Instagram, like whatever it is. And then you send that spammy pammy message that we've all gotten before that feels gross and disgusting. And it's the "Hey girl, like, just, wanted to know, like, do you want to buy Thrive from me? Like, it's super awesome. You should do it. Like, that's what I mean. We really don't want to be doing that because it feels icky and we don't like those messages, so we don't want to be sending them out to others. So what I like to train and teach my team to do is relationship building. Basically more of an attractive marketing approach. So what I am going to share with you in this video is how I build my business and how I build my network without being a spammy pammy, and just by like building relationships, getting to know people, and then letting that conversation of Thrive like authentically come up. Because again, nobody wants to be sold. Nobody wants to feel like every time that you talk to them, you're just going to try to sell them something or just talk about your products yet again, even though they've maybe already declined or whatever. So what I do is I am really just changing the trajectory of how this goes and trying to build that better viewpoint of direct marketing. Some people have a really negative viewpoint of it because they've received so many of those messages of people just looking for a sale. So what I do is we do a couple different things here. We have a couple different systems in place, and once you listen to this video, if you are interested in getting like a tracker for this, we can definitely do that for you. We have PDF files and things like that. Also, don't forget that in your back office, underneath resources and downloads, there are so many training videos in there as well that you can plug into. I mean, I don't want you to be overwhelmed, but some people are looking to grow farther and more. And so for some people, they want to know all the things and they're not overwhelmed by it. That was me. I wanted to know all of the things. Once I fell in love with these products, I wanted to know everything there was to know, and I wanted to learn and grow as much as possible. So if that's you, there are even more resources in our back office. And then with those resources, there are some of those trackers back there that I'm going to talk about. Now, most people are going to work this business in the nooks and crannies of their day. It's going to be 5-10 minutes here, 5-10 minutes there. Some people might, like we talked about in the beginning, the very beginning of like how much time can you designate to your business. Now, even if it is an hour, and some people might have a solid hour right all together, and some people that hour that they can dedicate might be 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, blah, blah, blah. So whatever that looks like for you, I don't want, everybody learns differently. So when I talk about these things, I just want you to know that I am trying to just train on the aspect of like, I realize everyone is different and it's not going to look the same for every single person. So you have to figure out what is going to work best for you and what that looks like. And from there, you can figure out where this business will fit in the nooks and crannies and what that will look like for you. So just because it might look a little bit different for you compared to somebody else, don't compare yourself to other people. Whatever you do in this business, do not do that. If what you're doing is working, then just continue to do that. When I'm training these videos, I am just training in a very broad spectrum of kind of what has worked for the majority of us, and how it's worked for the majority of us. Now, if you have a different way that you are utilizing, and it's working great for you, then that is awesome. Continue doing that. We are not here to micromanage you. I am just here to help show you some of the things that have worked for me. And if you're able to utilize that in your business, and if those tools and trainings work for you and help you, then great. But if the way that you are doing things is working for you, then that's great too. So just don't get it confused. I am just here to try to help you the best way possible, and share with you what's worked for me. So with that being said, how I like to do things is we have one system, and those trackers, the tracker for this is in our back office under downloads, and it's called 54321. And what that is it's 5 messages, 4 follow-ups, 3 social media posts, 2 leads to your list, and then 1 connection with a leader. So how this looks is, if you are messaging your warm market, then great. You could, message 5 people in your warm market a day. Now this is just a minimum. This is a starting point. Obviously, if you have larger goals, then you're going to want to maybe do more than 5. Maybe some days you might do 7 and other days you only do 2. And so that, can just all balance out. But it's just kind of a bare minimum, or like a guideline, because some people need to be able to like track their progress, or need direction. Like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be doing this? So it's one of 2 ways. You can do those 5 messages to your warm market, or you see somebody post on social media and they're complaining about how tired and exhausted they are. Well, now, obviously you can message them and say, hey, I seen your Facebook status and I just, wanted to share with you what I've been doing. It's really been working great for me. Are you interested in hearing more about it? And then, that would count as one of your messages. But then you can either check it off. There's 2 different trackers. You can either check it off if you're just a check the box kind of person, or you can write that person's name down. This will just help you to stay more organized. I really recommend you guys, I think I mentioned this in another video, to write a list of the people that you're talking to, because if you can stay organized in who you're sharing Thrive with, who has been interested, who you think needs it, this is a way that you can stay in contact with those people so that they always know that you're there for them, and so that when they are ready to thrive, they're going to come back to you. So not to get off track, just wanted to, keep that. So some people do like to write the names because they like to keep these sheets, and so that you can go back to and see who you've already messaged, who you're following up with. So then that brings me to number 4. Number 4 is for follow-ups. So whether this is if you have enrolled new customers, the fortune is in the follow-up. Again, we don't want to just sell somebody and then just leave them out to dry. The best thing is that I do is when I bring on a new customer, I am always following up with them in the first 3 days, usually morning and night, because I want to make sure especially in a sample, but even when they first purchase, because I want to make sure that those first few days, everything is going well, making sure we don't need to make any adjustments. If they're not feeling the energy, making sure they're drinking their water, making sure they're eating, because honestly, Thrive is going to suppress that appetite and help with that appetite control. So you want to make sure that people are still eating and doing what they're needing to do with that. And you just want to make sure that their experience is going really well, because again, you're their customer service representative, and we want to make sure that we are supporting our people. So that would be the 4 follow-ups. And so you just want to make sure, and if you're just starting your team, maybe you don't have that many people to follow up with, and that's okay. But again, this is just a guideline, just so it keeps you on track and keeps you focused, so that you are truly treating this like a business and truly being there for people and following up. And some people are like super lackadaisical and they don't have any systems per se. Like they have them in their head and they know that they need to be messaging people and they know that they need to be following up with people, and they just kind of fly by the seat of their pants, and they're not overly organized people, and they just like do it. And if that works for you, like great. But as your organization grows, it might be harder to keep up and keep track, and you just don't want people slipping through the cracks. So obviously, this is just a great way to make sure that like nobody is being left behind, or that like you didn't forget to reach out to someone or follow back up again. So the great thing about this tracker is like then you can revert back. So like say, 2 weeks from now, you can, follow back up with somebody that maybe said when you reached out to them, people might say to you, you know what, I am really interested and I have been watching your journey. Unfortunately, I am unable to order for 2 more weeks because X, Y, and Z, or I got some bills that are coming up or whatever. But then you can write yourself a note to follow back up with them in 2 weeks. So then you can put that on your calendar in 2 weeks. Hey, follow up with so-and-so. And so that's just a beautiful way to be able to keep track of things and, keep yourself organized. So again, you'll have to figure out the system that works for you. These are available in the back office if you are a person that needs organization and you want to really keep track of things and stay consistent. This would be one way to keep you on track. 3 social media posts. So for me personally, I like to, sometimes I get 3 in, sometimes I don't. I'm just being honest. I like to try to post something inspiring or positive in the morning, because people are lacking that always, but especially in these recent climate that we're in. So I think it's really great to be inspiring and encouraging. It grabs people's attention. And so I usually do that in the morning. And then in the daytime, I will do some sort of post, about my business. So whether it would be sharing my experience, sharing a transformation, sharing something about a product, sharing something about the opportunity, sharing a past experience, like bringing people back to where I used to be, and this is where I am now. Just really sharing about Thrive, whether it would be showcasing a product or whatever that looks like. I try to do something around either my business or the product or a transformation or a past experience. And then I just try to do something like the third post, something like fluff, like, a this or that post, allowing people to give their opinions. That keeps your algorithm, it keeps people interested in your page. We do not want to look like a commercial. We want our pages to be like 80% about us or our families and like 20% about Thrive or our experiences. We don't want to look like we're just like blowing up Thrive 24/7 and like we're just constantly trying to sell people something. And we want people to still be plugged into our pages. Because if we start only sharing about Thrive, we're going to look like a commercial, and then people aren't going to really want to follow us anymore. So that's important to plug in those other things. So then I'll post something about my kids or a cute baby photo, because everybody loves babies. People love puppies. People love cats. I will post a funny meme about motherhood. I'll post a life hack. If it's Christmas, I'll maybe ask people, like, do you like white lights or do you like colored lights? Do you like pumpkin pie or do you like apple pie at Thanksgiving? Just engagement type posts. So then that keeps people interested in your page. You start to grow a following, and people just really want to see what you're doing or what you have to say, because they're looking forward to that inspirational post in the morning, and then those like fun engagement posts, and then they'll just be seeing that random Thrive post as well. So that is personally how I do it. And then again, keeping up in your stories, posting in your stories, throughout the day. And then 2 leads. So obviously, that would be like 2 people that maybe you've heard complain about being tired, about, wanting to lose weight. Now, again, you can put them on your leads list, or some people will just add 2 new friends to their Facebook every single day. So however you want to work that, however you feel comfortable, however fast you want to grow your network, that is completely up to you. But some people literally do just go and they add a couple people to their Facebook every single day that either they have mutual friends with, or I really suggest like joining a group on Facebook that like you're interested in. Like, so if you're a twin mom, join a group with twin moms. And if it's specifically twin boys, like twin boys like group, like get as specific as you can. Like I love personal development, so I'm in a book club. I have always dreamt about moving to Florida, so I'm in a moving to Florida group. Like whatever your interests are, then join that group and then grow relationships in those groups. Add value to the groups. Don't go in there and just obviously spam, and don't go in there and talk about Thrive right away, obviously. But you can grow relationships in those groups. And that is also how, oh my gosh, my cat almost just took down my thing. And that is also how you are gonna, grow more friends in this business by engaging in different groups and things like that. So that is like, and then connecting with your leaders, just being in touch with your leaders, connecting your new Thrivers in a group chat with your leaders, just staying engaged so that you know that you're supported, because we're gonna have hard days in this business. But we've all had them. So just don't allow it to let you shut down. That is why it's so important to stay engaged with our leaders, because they can help support us through those hard times. So know that you're not alone in that. It's just super important to be just plugging in with your leaders, staying engaged, and being a part of the community. And then the other thing that I do, it's called 3-2-1s. So what it is you just like 3 photos, whether it's on Instagram or on Facebook. You comment on 2 photos or 2 posts, and then you, if you can, in their story, or if there's something that you can relate to that you want to message them on, then you, but the way I like to do it is when I'm in their stories, swipe up on a story that you like are interested in, like something that resonates with you and something that you can engage with them in the story. And it's nothing Thrive related. It's just sharing, and they're like, oh my gosh, like my kid did this too. Or maybe they're talking about how their kid is sick in their story, and maybe you could add value to them. And if you have the same experience with one of your children, then you can comment on their story and say, hey, listen, this is what I did for my child and it really helped, or I used this product, or, whatever, and add value to people. And then that's how you're going to build these relationships. And also, you're going to be popping up in their notifications. So they're going to see you. And then by seeing you, they're going to start to pay attention to you. And then when you're on social media and you're interacting on their posts, and if they're replying to you, or if you're able to get in their DMs and comment about something to them, then Facebook or Instagram is going to push your information and your feed out to them more, and then you're going to see more of their feed. And then you're going to continue to be able to build this relationship. The idea is that as you continue to build this relationship with them, eventually they're going to be seeing your story. That's why it's so important to be consistent with posting your 3 steps in your story, and also putting transformations in your story, even sharing about the business opportunity in your story, about like how we don't have fees, we don't have quotas, there's no sign up fees, all of those things, you guys, and that we can thrive for free, because most businesses, you have to pay to be a part of them. You have to pay to have a website fee, all of those things. And at Lavelle, we don't have to do those things. So be sure in your stories that you are sharing also the opportunity, or even on your Facebook, or when you get your free Thrive credits on the 2nd of the month, be sure that you're sharing that so that people can see, oh my gosh, she really did get her Thrive for free. I can't believe that. And so that is how your business is also going to grow, and how people are going to be able to reach out to you and ask questions about that too. So interact in people's stories. I try to watch people's stories. Obviously, like, I like to use this example. Like, this isn't the truth. I'm not a vegetarian, but let's say I was a vegetarian and somebody has in their story, they posted their food from their dinner, and it's like this big juicy steak or burger. Obviously, if you're a vegetarian, you're not going to want to swipe up on their story and be like, oh, wow, that steak looks amazing, because you're a vegetarian and that's not real, it's not authentic or whatever. So you want to be able to communicate with people that you relate with, and then in turn they're going to relate back with you, and they are going to be attracted by what you're posting, and you're going to continue to grow this relationship with these people by messaging them, following up with them, swiping up in their stories, interacting on their stories, liking their stuff, interacting on their Facebook. The whole idea is that you want to be building relationships with people. And when you're building a relationship with a brand new person on social media, and let's say you've had and upwards of 5 or 6 different conversations, at some point you do want to try to bring up your business. Like, for example, you might want to say to somebody, say you've had like 5 or 6 conversations on different times. You can just say something like, you know what, like, I don't think I've ever even mentioned to you like what I do, but I did see that the other day you posted about being so tired. Are you looking for a solution for that? Because the business that I do, actually, that is what I do. I help tired moms get their mojo back and feel so much better. But it's not a cold message then, because you have already been having conversations with this person about other things. So then you can, introduce your business or your product, because you've already been in conversation with them. You're building a relationship. You've already been getting to know them. They're interacting on your stuff. You're interacting on their stuff. And now you are just being a friend and offering them a solution to their problem. It's not being, spammy, and by just like, hey, like, buy my product. So build those relationships. And a lot of times you don't even have to get to that point, because as you are continuing to talk to these people and grow, the conversation will just come up, whether it's on your end or on their end. They're going to say, hey, I see you post about this stuff all the time. Can you tell me more about that? And that's the whole point. We really just want people to come to us and attract them to us so that they see what we're doing, and they just want to know more about it. So just be a human first, build relationships, don't be a spammy pammy. And the biggest thing is just to be patient, like continue to build those relationships with people. Be patient, follow up, let people know that you're there for them, to help them, to support them wherever they're at in their journey. And your business will continue to grow just by being a real, authentic, caring person who just truly wants to help people live the life that they deserve. So if you plug into our team Zooms, we do go deeper into training. We go deeper into the 3-2-1s, the 5-4-3-2-1. There are, YouTube videos on this, all of the things. So the biggest thing is, like I said, I don't want to overcomplicate it. It just truly is building relationships. But these are just little things that we have in our head to just help us stay on track so that we know what we're doing and how we're moving and growing forward. So it's not something you have to do. Again, if you have your own system, that is totally a-okay, but we just have these little things in our heads. So for example, for me, when I, have 10-20 minutes in the pickup line when I'm picking up my kids from school, I will just go up to people's stories on Instagram and I will just try to interact in their stories. If there's certain hashtags that I like to follow, and like I follow Tired Moms or Mom of Five or, like Tired Hairstylist or whatever. And then when I see somebody and I resonate with their post, I will then go and interact with them, and I will try to comment on their statuses or like their photos or get in their story. And then hopefully then they will start to interact back with me and we can start to grow this relationship, and then eventually the conversation about Thrive will come up. So just be a human, be there to support people, build relationships, and the rest will follow. So if you want to learn and grow more, plug into our weekly Zooms and we will work together, and you will learn and grow even more by doing that. So that is all I have on that. Just make sure that you're always just, interacting and just building new relationships on the daily, and people will come to you.